The courtroom was silent until Judge Karen banged her gavel and said, "A man like you doesn't belong here unless you're cleaning the floors." The black man standing before her didn't even flinch. He just smiled exactly. 7 minutes later, she was the one in handcuffs. The court was packed that morning. Judge Karen Monroe, known for her strict rulings and ice-cold demeanor, sat high above everyone in her robe, glaring down like she was royalty. Opposite her stood James Carter, a calm, well-dressed black man in his mid-30s, hands behind his back, confidence in his eyes, but the judge didn't care. All she saw was his skin. "You must be lost, Mr. Carter. This courtroom doesn't entertain fake lawsuits from people looking for attention," she said. Smirking laughter echoed from the gallery, but James didn't laugh. He simply opened his briefcase. James wasn't just anyone. He was a Harvard-educated attorney and a former FBI investigator. Years ago, his younger brother was wrongly sentenced by Judge Karen, despite clear evidence proving his innocence. Since then, James left everything behind and made it his mission to take corrupt people like her down from the inside, and today he wasn't in court for a lawsuit. He was here on official business. "Let me guess, you're suing the system." "Crying racism again?" Judge Karen sneered. Flipping through the file, James replied calmly, "I'm not here for sympathy, I'm here for justice." Judge Karen rolled her eyes. "Typical you people always twist the law for your benefit." The words stunned the courtroom. James looked at the clerk. "Is that being recorded?" The clerk nodded slowly. James smiled slightly and said, "Good." Judge Karen leaned forward. "So what fake case are you presenting today?" James opened a sealed envelope and handed it to the bailiff. "This is a federal warrant signed and approved this morning. It charges you, Judge Karen Monroe, with obstruction of justice, judicial misconduct, and racially motivated sentencing." She laughed out loud. "What kind of joke is this?" Then James showed her his badge. Federal Investigator, Civil Rights Division. Gasps filled the courtroom. The same people who'd laughed earlier now stared in silence. Judge Karen stood up, her face turning pale. This is outrageous. You can't come into my courtroom." And James cut her off. "You forgot, Judge. This isn't your courtroom anymore." He looked at the clerk call in Agent Reynolds. 2 federal agents walked in. Karen stepped back in disbelief. "Wait, you're serious?" The agents approached the bench as James read the charges aloud. "You've wrongfully sentenced over 37 black defendants with patterns of extreme bias. You've rejected appeals without review, denied basic rights in your courtroom, and created a hostile legal environment for minorities." Judge Karen was shaking now, stammering, "This can't be happening." James replied, "This is justice, Karen. You gave my brother 15 years for a crime he didn't commit. He served 10 before he was exonerated, but your time is up now." Cameras clicked. News reporters flooded the hallway. Judge Karen, once proud and powerful, was now speechless and handcuffed. She tried to plead, "I didn't know, I didn't mean." James said, "You knew exactly what you were doing. Every sentence, every insult, every life you ruined." As she was escorted out, people in the courtroom clapped. Some were former defendants. Some were mothers of the wrongly accused. Justice had arrived after court. James stood on the courthouse steps looking out over the crowd. He spoke to a young black boy with wide eyes who asked, "Are you a real hero?" James knelt down and said, "I'm just someone who didn't stay silent." He pulled out a photo of his brother, smiled, and whispered, "This was for you, Darnell." James faced the camera crew and said, "To everyone watching, never let power go unchecked. Never let hate wear a robe, and if someone tells you that you don't belong, prove them wrong. I'm not a judge, but today justice was served if this story moved you. Comment justice wins below. Share it with someone who believes change is impossible. It is. And if you've ever been told you're not good enough, just remember, you don't need permission to fight back. You just need courage."